G'day everybody, Simon here, Explosive Action here, doing another metal review for the Heavy Metallurgy channel. This time I'm taking a look at the brand new release from Astriferous, Pulsations from the Black Orb. Astriferous are a Costa Rican four-piece who formed in 2018, releasing their debut four-track demo Raise High the Scepter of Indulgence in 2019 on Desert Wasteland Productions, as well as the alternate cover edition on MSUO. The band instantly showed their flair for the dark, down-tune and filthy Finnish-style death metal, despite their geographical differences. This was followed up in 2020 by the EP The Lower Levels of Sentience. The band had managed to make their material even more sinister sounding, with tracks like Necro Hallucinations adding extra weight to their already seriously heavy music. And now, released on the 10th of March 2023, is the band's eagerly awaited debut full-length Pulsations from the Black Orb. The album opens with an intro that sounds like the soundtrack to a Lucio Fulci film, with plucking bass guitar, drums, and an ominous synth, leading into a pitter-patter double kick and sluggish funeral-style riffs that reek of the Lovecraftian. This instantly turns on a dime and doubles the tempo to a groove-laden riff and a nasty-sounding, I think, distorted bass guitar, on the track Blinding the Seven Eyes of God. We are first exposed to the booming guttural vocals from one of the band's three vocalists. I'm not entirely sure who the main vocalist is. The track then takes another turn into the bestial, with chaotic blasts, savaged, barked vocals, but what remains a constant with Astriferous is the pulsating cosmic riffs. This track tapers off into a filthy autopsy-style D-beat, so Astriferous incorporate all kinds of death metal into their music. The next track, Teleport Haze, has an opening riff that is pure Morbid Angel, something that you might have heard on Domination, for example, and this was the lead track used in promotion for the album. The bulk of the track, though, is faster and more direct in its hammering than anything that you might hear from a traditional Morbid Angel song. The band definitely have that Central and South American bullet belts and brutality sound to their music, but there is quite often that nod to the European, particularly Swedish and Finnish. Side A closer, Metasymbiosis, is a monstrous groove and is my favourite opening to any track on this album. Has a short bass line that takes brief centre stage, definitely a front of the stage, head-banging track. It's broken up then with a 32 count, then blasting grind for a passage that harkens back to old Abhorrence from Finland. They return to the groove and add in more dynamics on the track as it progresses. There's a short guitar solo before some decaying incantation-sounding guitar, crushing, doomy riffs and vocals spewed from within a cave. Astriferous have close ties with another Costa Rican death metal act, Blood-Soaked Necrovoid. At the time of recording, half of Astriferous were also in this band, but they take a bit more of a death doom approach overall to their sound. There are similarities, but it's mostly a slower dirge than Astriferous. They take that incantation bass and add some disembowelment into it, similar to bands like Spectral Voice. The fantastic cover art is courtesy of Jason Barnett, vocalist of the Portland band Petrification, and an artist in his own right, having recently done the cover of Maul's Seraphic Punishment in 2022, among other releases. To me, this is like the next level down in Massacres from Beyond, where the even crazier creatures circle the void. The side B opener quietly leads in on the sound of icy winds with a wonderful, if short, twin acoustic guitar piece entitled Forlorn and Immemorial. Guitarists Federico Gutierrez and Felipe Tencio know their way around their instruments for sure, as this piece serves as a great demonstration of their skills. The following track, ominous and malevolent, is one of the more savage on the album, with furious trem riffs and more of that bestial sound dominating. An increase in the dissonance of the guitars, particularly in the verse. There is still plenty of that filthy groove that keeps you in the pocket of the song. The track is the most downright brutal of them all, with big war metal riffs. Lunamancy follows a similar pattern of crushing chaos as its predecessor, going from swirling riffs to bombastic blasts, and is just another tentacle on the cosmic horror octopus that is Pulsations from the Black Orb. Probably some of the more strange and angular riffs are on this track, frequently reminding me of Alf Svensson's early sound on The Red in the Sky is Ours. And maybe it's my Australian bias, but I hear, likely coincidentally, similarities to our own Faceless Burial. All the tracks besides the instrumentals on the album hover around that 4.5 minute length mark. The final and longest track on the album, though, Symmetries That Shouldn't Be, is another that takes us to that Covenant era, God of Emptiness, slow and grinding Morbid Angel style riff, gradually clawing its way out of the abyss into double speed and the instigation of massive windmills. I love the short bursts of the double kick in the verse on this one, moving into a Where the Slime Lives style slithering crawl. The track and the album ends with each instrument collapsing to its most raw essential. Pulsations from the Black Orb is not a long album, running for just over 34 minutes. So in that, it's a quick and enjoyable listen. With its killer hooks, immense grooves, frequently changing time signatures, it's always keeping me interested. The band recorded it live in studio, and it certainly sounds rich and organic. And it's been very, very rewarding seeing this band progress from their demo to their EP and their first full length here on MSUO. I highly recommend to any fans of the darker side of death metal picking up a copy of Pulsations of the Black Orb from Astriferous. So that will about do it for this review, and I hope you enjoyed. If you did, please make sure you check out the other reviews here on the Heavy Metallurgy channel, some by me and some by some of my colleagues. And also check out my channel Explosive Action, the links will be in the description below, as well as links on how you can listen to this album from Astriferous and pick up a copy. As for now, thanks for watching.